I'm leaving my husband who cheated on me 6 years ago. He never knew I saw them. Not that day, not any day since. For 6 years he lived in this house believing he'd gotten away with it. And I let him believe it because I needed him calm and comfortable while I took everything apart one quiet piece at a time. It was a Tuesday. I'd left work early with a migraine, the kind where you can barely see straight. I remember standing in our hallway with my shoes still in my hand because I didn't want the heels to click on the floor and hearing laughter through our bedroom door, hers then his. I stood there for maybe 10 seconds. Then I turned around, walked out, and sat in a grocery store parking lot until dinner time. I watched a man collect carts for 2 hours. I didn't cry. That's the part people never believe. Something in me went very cold and very quiet, and it stayed that way. I came home at my normal time. I made pasta. He kissed my cheek and asked about my day, and I heard myself say, long, and that was the first brick in a wall he never saw me build. Here's why I said nothing. Our daughter was 14 and drowning. Bad crowd, worse grades, crying in her room at night. Our boys were 16 and 17, close enough to the edge of the nest that one hard shove could send them off wrong. I knew what divorce does to a house because I grew up in one. I wasn't going to hand my kids a war zone during the exact years they needed a home. So I decided right there in the parking lot that I would leave, just not yet. He got 6 more years. He just didn't know it. The next week, I met a lawyer on my lunch break. She asked if I was sure, and I said I've never been more sure of anything. I just need it slow. We drafted the petition that same month. I opened my own account at a different bank. Small deposits, birthday money, cash back at the register, nothing he'd ever notice. I picked up weekend shifts and told him it was for the kids' college funds. Half true. I moved into the guest room and blamed his snoring, and he apologized for the snoring, which almost made me laugh. And every single day for 6 years, I texted him 30 minutes before I came home. He thought it was sweet. He'd tell people at parties, my wife always lets me know when she's on her way, isn't she thoughtful? It was so I would never ever have to walk in on anything again. The cruelest part is he got better. Whatever it was ended within a year. I could tell. He started planning date nights, remembered anniversaries, held my hand in the car. Our friends called us solid. He thought we'd drifted through a rough patch and come out the other side. He had no idea he was being a wonderful husband inside a marriage that was already over, that every I love you was landing on a decision 6 years old. Some nights I'd watch him sleep and feel almost sorry for him. Almost. Year 3, he planned a vow renewal for our anniversary. He stood in front of both our families and promised me forever with tears in his eyes, and I smiled and set it back, wearing a dress I'd paid for out of the account he didn't know existed. My lawyer's office was 4 blocks from the venue. I kept thinking about that during the toast. The kids grew up good. Our oldest got an apprenticeship 2 towns over. Our second boy left for state school. And last Sunday, we drove our daughter to her dorm. The same girl who was drowning at 14, now laughing, hugging us both, telling us not to cry. On the drive home, he actually did cry about how quiet the house was going to be, and he reached for my hand. I let him hold it. Last time for everything. Monday morning, he came downstairs and there was a folder on the kitchen table next to his coffee. He laughed at first, thought it was paperwork for the house. Then he read the first line, and his face did something I'd been imagining for 6 years. He said this is a joke. He said why now? After everything, when we're finally good. He said the kids are gone. This was supposed to be our turn. And I just opened the folder and tapped the date on the first page. The petition was drafted 6 years ago. The same month I came home early with a migraine. I watched him do the math in real time. Watched him land on the only Tuesday it could possibly mean. The color left his face and he sat down hard, and then came the questions. You knew the whole time? The vow renewal? The anniversary trip? And I answered every single one the same way. Yes, yes, yes. Every dinner I cooked, every party we hosted, every time you reached for my hand in the car, I already knew. He's downstairs right now, going back through 6 years and discovering none of it was what he thought. He keeps saying he doesn't understand why I would stay if I knew. But I didn't stay for him. I stayed for 3 kids who needed both parents under one roof, and the last one moved out on Sunday. He's still staring at that date. I stopped waiting 6 years ago. He just found out today.